Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hello, beloved friends, students, today on this Thursday morning for our fifth class. Today I don't want to start immediately with the sheet to have a bit of personal contact. And I want to do some Vedanta with the usual linguistic deepening, some linguistic aspects of some beautiful Hinduistic Vedic words. So today I want to cover Dharma, a beautiful subject, Dharma, one of my favorite subjects because it's so subtle and also it's kind of complex to be in line with Dharma in your life. And let's see how Vedanta looks at this and also how the Sanskrit looks like. So Dharma, look, I made a little cards here. Comes from the Sanskrit dhatu, root, dre. So here we have the aspirated D, aspirated da, 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 and then the vowel re, dire. This is, of course, a word we don't pronounce in the language because it's a root form, a dhatu. So dre means to carry, to support, to hold, to sustain, to maintain. So what is being maintained? What is carried? What is sustained by Ishvara? Well, it's the laws of the world, the laws of living, the laws of my mind, the laws of psychology. So physical laws, chemical laws, biological laws, karmic laws, of course, very important. All these laws I have to be in line with to have a good life, in the first instance. All people are trying to be in line with Dharma, although they are not really conscious of it. But secondly, of course, to bring my mind to peace, and therefore to bring my mind in balance, and therefore to qualify to grow emotionally, and to qualify for more spiritual insights, and to qualify for freedom at the end, moksha. So, how can we look at Dharma in relation to existence? Well, Vedanta defines three levels of existence. So existence itself is Sat. In this system, they say Satya, Satya. Three Satyas, three levels of existence. First level is Pratibhasika level. You probably, if you follow Vedanta classes, you know this. Pratibhasika Satya. So what does this word mean? Let me see, another nice card. This falls down in several parts. So first, we have prati. What is prati in Sanskrit? It's an upasarga. Upasarga is a prefix. So it's a little word becomes before a noun or a verb, which specifies the verb. Um, Arun, you want to say something? Sorry. No? Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought so. I thought your hand was up. Okay. Um, so what does prati means? Actually, in Sanskrit, the prefix is prati. Somehow it gets a stronger form here, prati. It means towards, going somewhere, going to something, prati. Towards what? Well, towards bhasa. Bhasa can mean light, but it can also mean that which is illumined. So an appearance, an apparition. In this case, bhasa means like an appearance, that which is being illumined. So going towards that, what does it mean? Well, it means I identify with all kinds of appearances. And I start living in a subjective world, like we humans usually do. We have subjective mind and we project this onto the world. So that's pratibhasika. It's also a word for dreaming. It's the same thing. A dream is totally subjective. But if we take this dream aspect into the waking state, um, we live like in a dream in pratibhasika, in the waking state. We have issues, we have agitated minds, and we project this. No? So that's the pratibhasika level of existence. Now we go to dharma, because dharma is actually the level as which Ishvara has put it into reality. It is relative reality, but it's the pure empirical reality in which we first have to be in line with. And that's called Vyavaharika Satyam. Vyavaharika Satya. Also a bit complex word, but for us Vedanta people, we heard of these words, I guess. I hope. And else you hear them now for the first time. So do I have it here? Oh, one more thing about I had pratibhasika as a root form, bhas, which means to shine, to shine. Okay. Ta-da! So here, oh, sorry, vya, vyaharika, sorry. The first part, it, actually, it comes from two upasargas, two prefixes, vi and a. Vi is a prefix which divides things, which makes things opposite, which tears things apart. That's the meaning of this little word vi. A is a prefix which makes that which is being said after stronger. It confirms. So here's a bit of Sandhi. Vi plus A makes vya. So a consonant with a vowel plus A of A makes vya. It's just a little Sandhi rule. So now we come to the dhatu of this word, the meaning. Vya, va. This means transporting, also carrying, transporting throughout the empirical reality. And maybe you recognize this little root for people who do a bit of Hinduism. You have this word vahana, which is a vehicle where a deity travels. So it's where which belongs to a deity to go from A to B. It's called a vahana. So therefore, so now you see a relation with this dhatu. So, vyavaharika, that which divides things into objects which are in transaction with each other. That's what the word vyavaharika means. And that's the empirical reality. All loose objects which relate, like us individuals, jivas, have to relate to others. We do transactions. We do transactions with objects. That's the empirical reality. Well, Ishvara put this beautifully, had put this beautifully into existence in a very pure way, just laws. Now it's up to us how to make use of these laws. Well, that's karma. So we have dharma and karma, action. If we make choices what to do and what not to do, we get a result. It's also in a perfect order of cause and relation. And we can either learn from the result and grow, or we're stubborn, we do not learn from the result, and we diminish. Life is not getting that nice. We get a bit agitated, all these things. But actually, it's all meant just to learn. So in reality, there are no negative results. It's just we get something back to learn from, to grow, finally to freedom, of course. So that's the second level, which is an objective, neutral level of Ishvara, of Dharma. And what we want is to be in line with Dharma. We want to dance with Ishvara. Then we have a good life. And then we really qualify for the third level, which is actually not really a level. But it's called Paramartika. It's the pure absolute level, which is of course not really a level, but it's in this system it's called a level. So Paramartika. Here, yeah. Two parts. First, the prefix param, which means utter, but also like beyond. Beyond is the better translation here. Param. So where do we go beyond? Beyond artha. What is artha? It's an aim, a goal, but it also means meaning. So paramartika is going beyond all aims and goals. It's the absolute, it's the beyond. It's a beautiful system and a beautiful analysis of these words, if you dive into them. And here's paramartika. Satya becomes actually paramartika sat, because this is, of course, sat itself. It's not a level of existence anymore. So three levels of existence, which has got to do with dharma, because dharma, we need Ishvara to go finally to this level. We're not going there. It's, of course, a recognizing that we were this level all along from beginningless times. So that's a bit of Vedanta here. Now let's go to the sheet. Are there questions about this? No, great. So I suppose it was understandable then. So let me see. Now we have to go to some grammar. So I'm going back now to the lesson 4 because we didn't finish it. Uh, one little thing. Everything I just discussed, I worked it out on the sheet in text. So of the sheet of lesson 5. So you can read it there. But I thought it was nicer just to tell you and not to just read it with you. Okay, back to fourth lesson there. We had the sixth case was is in there. The sixth case, sixth grammatical case, which expresses ownership or descent. Usually with the little word of is used. So it's Christine's book, the book of Christine, Harriet's son, the son of Harriet, one could say. That is the sixth case, ownership. So masculine and neutral nouns in a get asya, asya. It's just a little rule. So if we have bala, the boy, the child, in the sixth case, we get balasya, of the boy, of the child. So now let's make a little sentence. We learned bhava was state of mind. So if I have this little sentence, who could say can give it a try, what this means? If, if you want to give it a try, unmute yourself and just participate. Oh, Gillian, you're talking, but I don't hear you. You have to unmute. Gil, I see you talking, but you're muted. Okay. I don't hear you, Gil, but okay. Let's I will do it for you. Bhava means state of mind in the first case, remember? Because we get this visarga, state of mind. Well, which state of mind? State of mind. Well, it's easy, of the boy. Hmm? So that's what this little sentence means. Okay? Or could it be that you cannot unmute, Jill? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Let me try. Maybe it's a wrong. Oh, I unmuted everyone. Oh no. Let me see. I muted everyone. One moment, please. Now it should work. Does it?
Yeah, it works now. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Why was so quiet?
Yeah, I thought, is it so difficult to unmute yourself? I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm such an I'm not a nerd. I'm ignorant of these things. Okay. Well, I suppose you gave the the right answer. Of course you did. Okay, next one. Let me see. So we have a bit more complex, but nice. Nara, man. Kushala, which means competent, skilled. This is an adjective. And kaushala is competence, skill. I use this idiom here because in the Bhagavad Gita there's this beautiful saying by Krishna, Yogaha karmashu kaushalam. Yoga is competence, skill in actions. And we will cover that later because there's a plural form there, but it's nice to have this idiom already, no? Kaushala means competence. So here we have, who wants to give a try for this one?
Simon,
Yes.
what I don't understand is why Nara and Kushala both take the asya.
Yes. Okay. Do you remember I said when an adjective says something about a noun, it
Oh, the
yeah, congruates it, I think the word is. Yes, congruent. Congruent, is that a good pronunciation? So it's following the grammatical case of the noun it refers to. Okay?
so the noun here is Pava, not Nara. Is that right?
Yes, what we do is first we look at the word in the first case, no? Because that's the subject of the sentence. So we have the boy. Sorry, the state of mind here. Well, which kind of state of mind? From whom? From whom is the state of mind? From this one. From the man. So the state of mind of the man. Yes? And then it says, well, what kind of man is it? Well, it's the state of mind of the competent, skilled man. You see? Because you have this is in the sixth case and this is in the sixth case. So therefore we have to see how they belong together. So this says something about this. That's how it works. See? So it is
So, so
state
there's
of
no
mind, bhavaha in first case. Yes, Gil, sorry.
right. So there's no verb.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, it's just a little.
Just a description of
Yes, it's a
the
description.
noun.
But it's a good. Um, yeah, it's a nice one because usually when you translate, you go first to the word in the first case together with the verb. That's true. That's the right way. That's the central part of the sentence, no? So it's a good remark. Thank you. But for now, this is what it says. Do you understand now? Yes?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. We're doing fine. It's just, it's all introduction. You have to practice. It takes a while, but it's okay. So another thing about this sixth case, Sanskrit has no word for have, having. And therefore the sixth case is used usually in the with to be, us or bhu. So how does it look like? If it's always when we see examples, it becomes more easy. So if I say Rama, here I say the knowledge is of Rama. That's what it literally says. See? The knowledge is of Rama. Or you can say in a more translation, which we would use, Rama has knowledge. This is how it's, because there is no verb for having, to have. But then the sixth case is used. Actually, it's a simple thing. And something to recognize. Right? Is this clear?
It will take a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, right. Right. So here we go, more practice. And I introduce some more conjunction words, little words, which are actually indeclinable, which is a nice thing. So we there's no grammar there. So in this case, it's like cha. Cha means and. Means and. So it's indeclinable. No conjugation or whatever. And the little word cha, it comes after an, like say, an enumeration. So we'll see in the sentence what we mean by that. And we have iwa. It means as. It's to compare. So when a metaphor is used in Vedanta class, probably the word iwa is there because it's as like what I would say reflected consciousness in our mind is as like sunlight on the moon, something like that. So you can use iwa here as. It's means it's a comparison. So, and for the idiom, we know ananda, eternal bliss. It's derived from ananta, which means literally infinity, limitlessness. Anta is also used as a limit. So now let's see. I made a great statement, a whole verse for you. We're going to play a bit with cases now. What did we learn up to now? It's not that easy if you reason it step by step. So first, Atma eva asti. Atma alone is. So only the self is. That's the first little sentence. Well, then say why? Well, how do I know? Well, by means of knowledge. So this is the third case of jhana, jnana, remember? Third case. By means of knowledge, jnana, Of what? Of what? Of what means, now we're going to use the sixth case, of limitlessness. Anantaya. Anantasya. See here I use, it's just simple use of the sixth case. Ananta, anantasya. Of limitlessness, by means of knowledge of limitlessness. And now I use and, the word and, which is here, cha, cha. And of eternal bliss, anandasya, of eternal bliss, anandasya, ananda plus asya. So we have here, because of, by means of knowledge of limitlessness and eternal bliss. So I see cha comes after the two words which are have a conjunction, which are conjuncted. So let me see what I made. I even made another sixth case here. Sorry for that, but Atma, so words on Atman get another suffix, Naha. It's just something to accept. So Atmanaha is the sixth case of the word Atman. So now we have, by means of knowledge of limitlessness and of eternal bliss of the self, I become happy as a jiva. I become bhavami. Sukham, happy. I become happy. But Brahman is not happy. Brahman is just isness. So of course, as a jiva, jivaha iva, as a jiva, comparison iva, I become happy as a jiva. I hope this was not too much for you, but I couldn't withhold myself to make this sentence. But if you analyze it step by step, it's just knowing the stem form of the noun and then put the suffix of the case. It's just getting used a little bit. But I'm sure you can analyze this if you look at it closely at home. So here I have another little, we introduce another little conjunction va, which means or. We know shanti, which is a feminine word. So what do we get here? Shanti shuddhava. This is peace. This is clarity. So peace or clarity, because I put the va here. Peace or clarity is the fruit, palam, of dharma, sixth case, dharmasya. See? So now you can make these little nice sentences. or actually recognize them. And it's something really to take a close look to and study a little bit. But it's not that, if you want to see how it works, it's not that difficult. I think, yes, just one thing. So here I have this overview of cases. You can have a look, take a look at to it, and just this little paradigm. So Atman is a word on an. We learned before the first case was Atma. And here I put the sixth case, Atmanaha, because we cover that. This is a words on nouns on an. Usually we learn words which end on a, like deva. And then we get endings like asvisarga, aha, the first case, in the second case, ena, in the third case. And today we learned the sixth case, asya, of the deity. See? Okay, now we go to lesson 5. Here I wrote down the introductory teaching. You can read it through at home.
Simon,
Yes,
can I ask a question, please?
of course.
So, is the stem form different from the root form? Are they two different things?
Yes, I prefer to call a dhatu, a root,
Yeah.
and a stem is actually, it's true, the stem is one step further
Oh,
in the
okay.
manifestation of the language.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay, let me see, maybe.
No, I was just asking because in lesson 4 you had a sentence there
Yeah,
where you were describing how we can use this particular dictionary, and if we wanted to use it, we must use the stem form. And you gave an example. You
yes.
must use nyanin instead of nyani, but the root form of both is nya, isn't it? So I was a bit confused about the difference between stem and root.
Yes, well, it's a good thing to, because with nouns it's not that difficult, because if you have a word list here, for example, you see, these are all usually stem forms of nouns.
Oh, right.
It's true, but with verbs it gets a bit more complex.
Okay.
So I give an example, because somewhere here I had. Oh yeah. See, in this first group, like bhu is the dhatu, which we can call the root form,
Okay.
but actually the stem form is bhav of this
Uh,
verb. So you
uh,
see, it's a bit more complex. So these groups are defined to form the stems according to some rules. So bhu becomes bhav in the present tense.
Okay, so it's just a matter
Us, but in the second group, us just remains us. So there's another way of forming the stem.
Okay.
There's a root and stem are the same, you see?
Yeah.
So let me do we can do an example.
No, that's clear.
Yes?
That's answered the question. Thank you.
Okay, well, we can do it like this. Chit, and then let me see. I go to, you see this, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I go to Monia Williams. I put chit there. It's a stem form. Then I get the whole lexicon. See all kinds of meaning of chit from this famous lectionary, the Monia Williams. I gave you the link in it's lesson 4.
Yes.
You can play with it a bit. If I say us, which is a root form of the verb, yeah, also, you see us, and it says class 2 here. Gana 2. This looks a bit complex, but here we are, to be. But yes, yeah, I'm happy you understand now. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go to lesson 5, and here what we see is this is a bit bonus just to play with the dhatu vaha, which meant transporting, remember, in the vyavaharika, transporting, transacting. But here it's used to form vahana, which means vehicle. And it's used to define the vehicles of the deities. Ganesha, it sits or travels on a mouse, you know. And I'm not gonna, you can have a look at this if you want to. It's just some nice idiom vocabulary. Just one nice one to cover now, Saraswati, because it's such a beautiful word, because our beloved Swami, for example, Dayananda, he comes from a lineage of Saraswatis, Dayananda Saraswati. So why Saraswati? Well, Saras means lake, stream, water, pool. Sarasvat means, I made it a she now, she who flows with wisdom or knowledge. So that's why how this word is formed. And this suffix fat is kind of the same function as I discussed with in, like in Janin, someone having knowledge. This is also used for having a kind of property. In this case, having the property to flow, well, in this case, in knowledge. So Sarasvat means she who flows, having the quality of, yeah, flowing, streaming the wisdom, the knowledge. That's the background of this word. So let's do inhale and exhale a little bit, because we're going to the next topic, which is actually the last grammatical topic of this lesson. And it's about letters. We're going to some new Sandhi forms, but first we have to discuss a characteristic of letters in the alphabet. And we call it voiced letters. What is a voiced letter? A voiced letter vibrates extra when you pronounce it. So with voiced letters, the vocal cords vibrate along. I'll show you what it means. So it's all vowels are voiced. If you say ah, the chords, vocal cords are totally working. A, E, I. You feel the vibration in your organ of speech. Well, there are also consonants which are voiced. And here I have them in a little list. It's ga. You can say after me, mute it for yourself. Ga, ga, nga, nga, guttural, nga. And focus on the vibrating of the sound. Ja, ja. Jaha, jaha. Nya, nya. Da, da. Daha, daha. Na, na. Da, da. Da, da. Na, na. Ba, ba. Ba, ba. Ma, ma. In the alphabet, you see them. Look, I put it here. So here are, this is the group of 25 normal consonants. These 3 rows are voiced, as we just covered. These 2 rows are unvoiced, which we will see later. If you, for example, compare ka to ga, you feel, try it, ga. It's a more dry sound, ga. There's not that much vibration as in ga. You see? Cha, ja. It's subtle, but it's nice. Pa, pa, or ba, ba. Okay. And lastly, these semi-vowels, ya, ra, la, wa, and plus ha are also voiced. So I put it here in the alphabet. All vowels are voiced. These 3 groups of consonants are voiced. These semi-vowels are voiced. And plus, what did I say? Oh, here it is, ha. So why do we have to know this? Well, now we get some sandhi, which you have seen for sure in Shastra, in texts. But now you finally understand why it is in this form. So let's see. It's called Visarga Sandhi. It's for words ending on Visarga. The Sandhi rule is a word which ends on aha, on a Visarga, which are many words in the first case, plus a voiced consonant, which we just practice, become O plus a voiced consonant. So that's example. Examples are much easier to learn from than these kind of rules. So if we have jiva plus Brahma with Sandhi, it becomes Jivo Brahma. So this ending becomes O because of this voiced consonant. And you know these forms if you hear these mantras. For example, the famous Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Na Paraha. All the swamis and teachers use this because it's a famous verse from Shankara. So let's first have a look to the Sandhi here we just learned. Here we have it, Jivo Brahmaiva. Jivaha, the Jiva and Brahman, totally, Eva, are not different. So you see, Brahman and Jiva are entirely, which is Eva, not Na, different, Aparaha. Great statement. And we see here also some sandhi between Brahma and Eva, which we learned, Brahmaeva. So now we can read this beautiful Mahavakyas, in this case from our beloved Adi Shankaracharya. Let's have a little look at the first part. Brahma Satyam. Brahman is real. The world, Jagat, is Mithya, apparently real, dependent real. So we see two more forms of sandhi. I just explained this one. Who recognizes the other two forms of sandhi in this line?
The Jagat takes drops the T and takes an N.
Yes.
No.
Perfect. I think I discussed it last week, 2 weeks ago. Yes. Great. Correct. And there's another one. Which is the first form we learned, actually. Here. Na apara. See? Na apara becomes na para. Okay. This is from the Brahmajana Valimala, verse 20. A much used verse in teaching. Okay. And another form which we know from singing chanting mantras. Namaha Shivaya. A bow for Shiva. This palatal S is not voiced. So here we don't get Namo Shivaya, which sometimes I think is done wrongly in chanting. But if we make again and again, I bow, again and again, a bow, Namaha, Namaha, then the first one should become Namo, because this N is voiced. So Namo Namaha Shivaya. Again and again, a bow for Shiva. And this form Shivaya we will cover in the next lesson. Fourth is the fourth case. Nice. Okay. Last Sunday rule for today. And then we will go to the writing. So again, ah plus visarga, aha, plus a word beginning with ah becomes again o, but now we get this typical Sanskrit phenomena. We get some sign in between. In normal text, it's like an apostrophe, plus the word beginning with ah, but the ah falls off. Oh, what a complex rule. Well, not if you see it in an example. Then also you will recognize, I'm sure, asanga is unattached. Asanga. If I say unattached am I, unattached I am, it is asangaha aham. So here we get this sandhi. Asango. A becomes O. Here we have this little strange apostrophe, which is called avagraha, but you can forget that for now. And it's not anymore aham, but it's just ham here. Asangoham, asangoham. And this apostrophe later in the writing lesson, in a few minutes, we will see what how it is written in Devanagari. And in my mind, because Sarva Priyananda, if you watch his videos, he sometimes suddenly exclaims this beautiful phrase, also from Shankara. It's the same text, but then first two. Then he says, asangoham, 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 punaha, punaha. And unattached am I, unattached am I, again and again, punaha, punaha. I am unattached. Beautiful. And here you see this Sandhi twice. Three times. Asangoham, 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 punaha, punaha. And the last example. If I say, I am Shiva, which is said in the Nirvana Shatkam all the time at the ending of every verse, Shivaha Aham, it becomes Shivoham, Shivoham, I am Shiva. And Shiva is not really a deity here, it means more like the favorable, the gracious one, the benevolent. And the verse is like this: Chitananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Chitananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. It means I am of the nature, Rupa, of consciousness, Chit, and bliss, Ananda, Chidananda Rupaha, and then Shivoham Shivoham. Beautiful. It's like a conclusion of every verse. And a conclusion like this, they call a siddhanta in Sanskrit. One little sandhi here. If we say Adi Shankaracharya, it's like Shankara comes together with Acharya, which means teacher. The teacher, Shankara. It's a little sandhi here, you see? Shankaracharya, the teacher, son Shankara. So much to learn and to enjoy. Let's go to the final part of the class, which is writing. So, first of all, a bit of repetition, abhyasa, repetition, practice, abhyasa. The word samsara, it's pronounced with a bit of a nasal here, actually, over here, because this is a anuswara, you see, anuswara. We learned that last week. So actually one would say a bit like samsara. It gives a bit of a nasal sound officially. Samsara. So how do we write that? We start with this with sa. Remember? So who knows what comes now with some? What should I do now? No one. Well, with Anuswara, we just put a dot here, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you just want to say it, no?
Samsara, some dot, samsara.
Samsara, yes.
Some dot.
Yes, samsara. Actually, it's both the first syllables are pronounced or stressed. And yet another S, no? And what do we get now? Ah,
Another vertical line.
yes, vertical line. Great, thank you. And then ra. Actually, ra is you also start sa with this form, you see? But now it's in this way it's ra. That's a bit of repetition. Okay. Samsara. Now a new letter, the guttural na, nga, nga. Before I start writing it, let's see, let's pronounce the five nasal sounds, na sounds. First, this is guttural. It's nga, nga, totally in your throat. This is one position in front, palatal, they call this. Nya, nya. Like the Spanish, nya. This is the retroflex. It's on the hard palatal, a bit more in front of your throat. You bring the tongue back. Na, na, na. This is the dental N, dental na, just a normal na, na, as we're used to pronounce it. And of course, we have the lip sound ma. Now we go for to write the guttural nga, nga. I say here, it looks like a bit like I at the beginning of a word. You see this sign. How is that? It's like this. Oh, we go here. You see, looks a bit like this I, but we don't make this curl down. And we put a dot here. This is the nga. That's nice. I like this sign very much, especially because of the next. Because now, what I'm going to do is remember some yoga means two consonants coming together, forming kind of a new sign. Well, sometimes some yoga appears as one consonant above the other. Like in here, it happens. Maybe it only happens actually with the guttural nga. I'm not sure. But let's see what happens here. I like this sign very much. So we have the nga. Let's repeat that. With the dot behind. And the ga is like this, remember? So if we make together, it is placed under here. Sometimes it's done like this. But you also see it a lot like this, and I like this form more. It's nice, eh? So where do we use this form? For example, in anga, it means part, member, limb. I think it's a word which is much used in yoga, Ashtanga yoga. And how? So anga. First we do the ah at the beginning of a word. And now we start writing this sign. Here it says anga. There are more words which look like this. For example, sangha, attached. We get the S. And then we get the same to practice. Here we go again. Oops. Sangha. Attached. You can also make asanga, but you can do that at home. Unattached, not attached. Ah, look. Unattached am I. How does that look like in Devanagari? Asangoham. First the A. Then the S. So what happens now? We get our new combination sign, Samyoga. And now we have this, what we in normal script was the apostrophe, remember? Here. In Devanagari, it is like kind of a funny S form. So it's a bit like this. Sorry. And then you make the line for the next word. And here it stays open. So this sign defines this opening here. And now we can make hum under the line. So we make ha. And ma. No more, not much room here anymore. And this little virama, this little stop, because the M is closing the word. It's not ma, but Okay. And finally, same kind of thing for practicing Shivoham. The palatal S, it was this kind of funny two form, remember, with the vertical. We have to actually start, but I do it now. An E in front. Here it says Shi. Now we get the Va. Shiv. Now we get O. Shivo. Now we get this funny sign, Avagraha. Oh, this S which we start down, go up. Well, okay for now. And then no, the ha, sorry, ha. And the M, again with a virama, a stop. And of course, we have to do this vertical here again. Yeah, well, it's not perfect. Of course, this should have been on one line with this, but I did my best. Shivoham. Okay. Nice to practice a little bit. That was about it for today. You find your word list at the bottom of the lesson. And let's close. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.